People like to use the word trick for what we do. I prefer illusion, but neither is really correct. The magic performed today, when it's at its best, is more akin to professional wrestling than to those cheap boxed gags you find at magic shops or in big box stores. And I mean that in the best way possible. I spent years tucking objects like rocks and ball bearings between my lips and gums, creating an unnatural pocket in the mucous membrane there, so that I could hold a key in that spot if I so wished. Now I have a little hole in my mouth to keep a small item safe so that I can pull it out mid-illusion and use it to break free from any bonds that might hold me. People talk about dedication. We're on stage sticking ice picks through our palms, holding our breath underwater, blindfolded and bound in a straitjacket. And people cry, "It's fake." You can't fathom the notion that someone would actually put themselves through all that. For real. For your entertainment, no less. You have to love the job. And I mean really love it. Just look at some of the most popular stage performers and illusionists, and you'll see what I mean. Everything they do is all too real. That ice pick through the palm, yeah, that's just a well-chosen piece of subcutaneous tissue. And that piece of sharpened steel is real and slides easily through the flesh, if you know what you're doing. Don't try this at home, kids. The truth of magic is far more twisted, more disturbing than you'd ever think. It's always been a game, to the best of us, a competition. Who can take it the furthest? Who can come closest to death himself? Who can stare him in the eyes and manage not to flinch while he peels back the hood from his rotten, decaying face and smiles at you, inviting you into his home to stay forever? I know what you're thinking. It's true, in a way. There's no such thing as magic. Not really, not usually. Only lunatics in black suits pretending to be mystics, then going home afterwards and licking our wounds, applying copious amounts of antiseptic to our fresh, soon to be probably infected, self-inflicted injuries. Don't ask me to explain why I do what I do. Why any of us don't quit and get a regular job is far beyond my understanding. Except the idea of that, to me at least, is like the idea of telling a fish it should really spend more of its time on land. You know, because it's so much drier up here. I wish I could quit, but there's no way. I have way too much planned to just give up now. What do I have planned? Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a surprise. And surprise is essential to any illusion's success. It's like a good joke in that way. If you know what's coming, it spoils the fun. The lifeblood of any great illusion is taking people on a journey, on a story of what is to be expected, and then dashing those expectations and giving them something even more amazing than they could have possibly imagined. And everyone is going to be a witness to this, because this will be a sight to see, even if it is viewed on a computer screen or phone. What am I going to do? You're probably wondering. Well, a magician never reveals his secrets. You'll have to find out with the rest of them. Oh, hell, I can't wait. I'll give you a little taste of what's to come. I found a mask. It was buried in the earth and in the rainforests of South America. It made its way to me through means of auctions and inner circles and black market transactions through the dark web. Cost a fortune. But now I have it. And when I put it on, those who look upon my face disappear in the blink of an eye. And this is not an illusion, mind you. This is real magic. Dark magic. I've experimented with it using a cell phone and found it worked just as well over video chat. The unsuspecting soul who looked at me through their screen suddenly vanished. Poof. Gone forever. And where do they go? That's not for you to know. I can make them come back, but they won't be the same. It's not even really them anymore. It's a classic magic trick. You ask for a volunteer. In this case, the audience members are whoever happens to be watching at home. I tell them that only one person in the room should look at the screen. The other should look at their friend, their husband, their wife, son, or daughter, whoever has volunteered, and watch them closely, because if you blink, you'll miss it. But if you stay staring intently at them as I put on my mask, you'll see their face change into a horrified stare. And you'll suddenly wish you hadn't participated in my online once-in-a-lifetime magic event. Promotions starting very soon. It'll be too late once they see my face in the mask. Theirs will glow green as the color of their phone changes suddenly into the greedy emerald hue of Gulvig's visage. That will be the last you see of your loved one. The one that comes back will have no mercy or pity, no compassion or grace. They will want only to please themselves, for they have seen the face of plenty, and they will want nothing more than to return to it. Little do they know that Gulvig's palace is only a mirage. Still, one can't help but be impressed by all that gold. Mountains of it reaching to the furthest stretches of a vast chamber. And once they see that, they will pull out their wallets in wonderment and give, hoping for a blessing from Gulvig. Just a taste from the hoard of plenty. But offerings to the goddess of greed are always made in vain. For there is no return from an investment in Gulvig's plight. Imagine a junkie chasing the dragon. All he wants is wealth, power, plenty. That is Gulvig's curse. My curse. I realize it now with mounting horror. I wanted nothing more than to see my own face reflected in the mirror while wearing the mask. I prepared myself just as I planned for the night of my greatest illusion yet. My purple velvet suit was fresh from the dry cleaners. I polished the mask, put on my whitest gloves, my shoes buffed to a shine. I looked the part of the most professional illusionist the world has ever seen. Who cares that Penn and Teller never accepted any of my audition tapes? They'll see. Everyone will see what I am capable of. I stood in front of the mirror and felt it all looked perfect, except for that final touch. The mask. I had been told never to look at myself in the mirror while wearing it, but nonetheless I found myself reaching for it on the bureau. My hands were shaking as part of me tried to stop, but a greedy voice in my mind beckoned me to continue to pick it up. And so I did. I put it on my face. The thing didn't need a strap to hold itself in place. It just sucked onto my skin like an octopus. Clinging to me, I felt my heartbeat began to quicken with sudden fear. I closed my eyes, forcing them shut, but felt something pulling at them, opening them, the mask, in control of everything. My shuddering head rose up and my eyes met the eyes of something else. The emerald green glare that met my gaze was not my own, and the mouth on that face in the twisted mirror was a crooked grin, showing cracked teeth and rotting tongue inside. Pus leaked from the cracked corners of the skin, and I saw it was taking everything from me. The mask glowed green, and the visage of the mirror laughed and cracked. A long-nailed finger pointing back at me in my reflection. You thought you could use the horde of Galvig for your own devices? You are a foolish mortal, capable of nothing close to what we gods call magic. Enjoy your wasted body now, for what you had and thought was nothing was the most precious gift of all, and it belongs to us now. Gold is an illusion, a mirage made by men.